River State House of Assembly, led by Right Honorable Victor Oko Jumbo, on Tuesday, screened 8 commissioner nominees to join the cabinet of the state governor, Siminalayi Fubara. These nominees will replace the commissioners who resigned their offices following the rift between the governor of the state and his predecessor, Chief Nyesom Wike. The screening by the 3-man lawmakers was following a correspondence from the governor to the legislative arm of the state. Although 9 people had last week resigned from the cabinet of the governor, citing toxic working environment, but the governor in this memo has nominated 8 persons. This was contained in a public announcement signed by Clerk of the House, G.M. Gills West. The nominees are Honorable Prince Charles O. Beke, Mr. Collins N. Onunwo, Honorable Solomon Eke, Sir Dr. Peter N. Nidi, Honorable Eloka Tasie Amade, Honorable Baswene Joshua Benibo, Mr. Tambari Sidney Bara, and Dr. Ovi Oludeye Chinedum Chukuma. Mr. Ugochukwu, what do you have to say to that? Interesting list of names, if I may say. If you recall, in this list of names, I see Honorable Prince Charles O. Beke. That is the APC. Functional. the APC chairman. We have the APC. APC in River State has faction, yes. So we have the caretaker committee headed by Tony Okocha, and then we have the other ones, the elected ones. The mainstream. They were elected. Yes, I know the mainstream. Even though it's being contended with right now, but they were elected. And that is headed by, the chairman is Honorable Prince Charles Ubeke, was among the commissioner nominees. What do you have to say to it? Well, let me also say to Nigerians and also to your hearing, Choma, that they have been sworn in yesterday evening. Okay. They have been sworn in, so they are no longer commissioner designates. They are now commissioners already. And this is what we see in the governance of River State, governance by fiat, you know, and as if someone is pursuing someone, you know, you won't take time to, you know, to look at things the way it should. Yeah, it's hurriedly done, and done in illegality, because as far as we are concerned, I don't want to dwell more on this, because if things become right, and if you know what I'm saying, if there is a reconciliation, or if the courts have to litigate on these matters concerning the House of Assembly in River State, you'll find out that this particular screening, even for the governor to send their names to an illegal constituted assembly, it is an impeachable offense. There is no two words about it, because he has run foul of the Constitution. If you look at the Constitution of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, when you come from Section 92 down to 104, you find out the powers of legislature. They have the powers to make laws, and if you come to 100 and you come to paragraph 4, you find out how they say that a quorum, what constitutes a quorum of a house to be, you know, to have the powers to legislate and pass legislations. That is what it is. But if these purported assembly members now, as they are, if you look at them critically, you will find out that they don't constitute a quorum of 2/3 or even 1/3 of the number of House of Assembly members of River State House of Assembly, which are 31 now. And also the illegitimacy of wherever they are rising from and wherever they are sitting, given that prior to this time, the House led by Martin Samehule sat in plenary, and suspended 4 members of the House. Chom, I don't know if you're with me. 4 members of the House were suspended according to the rules of the governing the River State House of Assembly.
when they were suspended, their suspension have not been lifted. Nobody is looking at that particular. So if you are a house member and the house, according to the house rule, which cannot even be contested, is that this person was found wanting either on the disciplinary measures or whatsoever, or falling short of the house rule, and the person is suspended. He starts suspended until that suspension is lifted. And during this particular time that the assembly members were suspended, they have not even tested it in the courts. They have not even written to the House, to the House chairman, that's the Speaker, Amehule, to reconsider their suspension stand. And by fiat, you now hear that this in here becomes a speaker. By what? Because before Amartin Samehule was elected, the House will sit, according to this section of the Constitution again, the House will sit and elect their speaker and deputy speaker. These are the two principal officers. Forget about the chief whip and the leader and all that, because these are the creation of the same house rules. How they want to, organize their sittings, and then there will be law and order. That is according to the house rule. But the Constitution of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, only recognize the election of the speaker and the deputy speaker as the principal officers. Let me finish. Now, you find out that these people suspended, their suspension have not been lifted. You now hear that they are elected on what ground? Is it that the suspension was not done in line with the plenary section of the House of Rivers State House Assembly as constituted and being led, and as it still being led by Martin Samehule? The answer is no. And whatsoever that is happening now, mark it somewhere, that when the waters settle, these so-called commissioners that have been sworn in will be their screening, and whatever process they have gone to will be a nullity in the eyes of the law. And you find out that even the commissioners that have resigned are more authentic, more than these ones that are purportedly sworn in. And that is the rule, and the laws are very clear for you to see it. So you cannot, according to St. Thomas Aquinas, he said that you cannot place illegality on illegality. You cannot place something on anything and expect it to stand, because morality and law does not go together. Where this one stops is where this one begins. So the governor is every day drifting into lawlessness, abuse of power, abuse of the 1999 Constitution as amended, as it concerns the three arms of government and their functions clearly stated.
All right. Okay. Joining me on the show again is Honorable Don Okparaji, ESQ, legal advisor to the chairman of council, Emleme Local Government, and member Nigerian Human Rights Commission. Good morning, Honorable Don.
Good morning.
And welcome to Open Conversation. So what is your take, sir, on the election or the nomination and the screening of commissioners by the Oko Jumbo-led faction of Rivers State House of Assembly?
Anyways, for me, I have considered the entire drama around that house as a joke, because I don't know anywhere in this world that 3 members or 3 persons can constitute a quorum of an entire house. I've always said that I think why some of these things are happening is because the courts always tolerate some of these excesses. You see somebody commits an act, the next thing he runs to court, files files a process and then files an injunction, an interim injunction, just to restrain or, arrest a situation that he will benefit from. So when courts, begin to give these orders to benefit, persons who have come before them without taking proper time to look at the fact that, oh, this matter is filed here or this matter is pending here. These things are part of the issues that we are having. There is a very clear position in, I think in Ladoja's case in one of the states in the north. I can remember vividly when this situation in Oko Jumbo, I think in Oko Jumbo against, there's a very popular
Ladoja from Southwest.
Yes, yes, Ladoja, yes, happened, where the House of Assembly, were in disarray, and then later, there was suspension and no suspension, and then when they went to court, the court frowned at the fact that you cannot, where there is a total number of a number elected into a House of Assembly, a smaller number of that entire number cannot form a quorum, to take a decision for the entire House. In Nigeria today, what we practice is according to the pure law school theory, where I think Avandese is part of that apostles who said that law is nothing more pretentious than what the court itself would do. So, bringing it down, we would discover that Section 109, no doubt, okay, the Constitution has said Section 109, subsection G, has said it once somebody, moves from the party where he was to another party, why is he a member, he should leave, he's subject to vacate, that. But that section of the law is not automatic.
Yes.
It is not automatic by virtue of the pure law theory that says it is only what the court will act on that becomes law. So even this constitution that we all swore, to abide by, is not automatic. It is the court that makes it automatic. We cannot say that you have violated my right if the court doesn't say so. Okay? So the pure law school theory is of the opinion that law, for us to have a just and clear society, it should be brought before a competent court of jurisdiction that will hear the both sides, and then at the end of the day give, a just and judicious determination. So this issue of House of Assembly defection or no defection is sub judice. And we expect, because as I speak to you, this matter is also lying in the Federal High Court in Abuja, still pending.
Of course.
And just, I think on the 10th of May, about 4 days or so, Honorable Justice Kyo, because of they filed an interim injunction, but though the matter, I think it's still ongoing. To the best of my knowledge.
Is it the extension of the local government?
Yes.
No.
Not the local government. That of the issue of the River State House of Assembly, recognition of who is the authentic.
It was Wale.
Yes. No, not Wale. Q.
One was an ex-parte order.
Justice Q. Justice Q made just recently and said he was not recognizing the Amewule faction, he was recognizing Oko Jumbo's faction. And if you look at it, if that was the case, they had prepared commissioner-nominees list and they've sent it even before the judgment or the ruling was given. So should we not say that the act of the governor as at that time, when this court has not given any judgment, does it not amount to illegality?
It is.
That's on the one part. And on the other side, a federal high court, is sitting on the same subject matter.
Omotosho.
Yes, Justice James Omotosho. And then the State High Court, this same matter is filed before this court. And this court is sitting on the same matter. And then we will begin to wonder,
Courts of coordinate jurisdiction.
which court should us have precedence in this kind of situation? So you would see that by every sense of it, even the mechanics on the road, by the actions of what people are doing, even the mechanics on it begins to talk, lawyers, law, judges, you know, it brings disrepute into the system. There is no way 3 can override 27 members. There is no way. And of course, the Constitution, like I told you, is not automatic. The court must act on it to say that this thing that they have done is wrong, or this thing that they have not done is right. So it is not automatic to say, oh, you are invoking section 109 subsection G
by fiat,
you know, by virtue of the word being provided that they will vacate the office. Somebody that is competent has to, you know, give an order into that regard. And then, of course, just 3 days ago, the NJC had begun to serve petition and warning notice to judges who are in the habit of, you know, dishing out orders, you know, contradicting orders of court of coordinate jurisdiction. It is for us, for me, I don't find it palatable at all, because it begins to give these politicians very serious ego to say, oh, I have my own order. I have my own order. It begins to bastardize the system. So as we speak today, the Supreme Court, I think for us to be very convenient with the position of whether the Amewile faction is recognized by law or Oko Jumbo, this matter must have to go to the Supreme Court. And that is what it is.
All right. Now,
okay.
Ben, you have something to say.
Yeah, just...
Can you do that in a minute?
Okay.
Right.
Taking it in the discussion in view, you spoke about the nominees. You know that the drama playing out in River State is very funny. The leg to it is now that Charles Obeke has been nominated as a commissioner. Is he putting the last nail in the coffin of the other faction of APC? And he has now that he has accepted to be a commissioner in the River State House of Assembly. Is he not playing the same role that they accuse the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, of playing in the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? You know, in this life, what goes around comes around. Now, Nyesom Wike has been accused of funding the APC caretaker committee, who is chaired by Tony Okocha. And now, we also ask a question, although rhetorically to that, and say that, hence, the Emeka Beke-led faction, or the authentic Emeka Beke APC Congress-approved chairmanship, is now, you know, aligning with the Fubara-led administration of PDP. That if we now say that he's being funded, his own faction, who is the authentic mainstream APC faction in River State, is now being funded by a PDP-led administration in River State. How do you reconcile it? And this shows you clearly that no matter the case is in court about the validity of the caretaker committee, he has thrown in the towel, because now, before Edison here assumed the what do you call it, the chief of staff, he had to resign his membership of the House of Assembly to assume that that particular position. So I don't know where the APC faction led by Charles Beke is now, because he has left his position. Because according to the Nigerian Constitution, before you assume such prominent positions, you have to let the other one go. So that is telling us now that Chief Tony Okocha and the APC National, we are not wrong after all in creating that caretaker committee.
All right. Now, building on that, Honorable Dawn, if I may ask, do you now see the APC faction of Charles Beke actually doing the job of opposition in Rivers State?
Well, you know, when a
Can
man...
you bite the finger that is feeding you?
How can you do that? How can you do that? When you, by virtue of the action, like the law will say that res ipsa loquitur, the fact already, it already speaks for itself. And as at today,
Yes.
as at today, we know the authentic APC led
leadership
in Rivers State.
Yes.
And it's obvious that if he has accepted that appointment,
He's already sworn in.
you understand?
Yes.
For him to even accept the appointment, it means he has, technically, has thrown in the towel.
Of course.
That's the truth. Because you can't be here and be here at the same time. So now that you are here, it shows you are not here. And then you cannot be complaining of something that, you know, what is happening here when you are not here. So Charles Beke, for me, I don't know. I think by the time this whole thing becomes clear,
yes,
I'm sure that they would, some of them would ask themselves whether they were even
rational,
you know,
and
whether they were taking the right decision.
Mm-hmm.